All right, we're joined today by Kallie Bildner, Lindsay Medlen, and Megan Foster, the three seniors from women's basketball. Appreciate you guys joining us. Obviously, it's an interesting time for sure. You guys have to adjust like the rest of us, and it was a different ending to your season. I'm sure that you weren't used to. And Kallie, we'll start with you. Kind of tell me about how your guys' emotions were having to come back from Springfield and not having the ability to go against Drury one more time.
Personally, I don't know if it's really set in yet. I really wasn't fazed by it at the start just because everything was so new and all this quarantine and COVID-19 stuff was so new and the world was just reacting to what all was going on. It's definitely set in since they've started their spring workouts that I'm no longer a college basketball player, so that's definitely the biggest change in life. But since it happened so long ago, it's kind of weird to have emotions about that specific moment still, just because it ended all in a very unique way that none of us were expecting.
Yeah, it really is something that you can't even prepare for. And Lindsay, I mean, going on the same question, how did you guys react on the bus coming back? You know, when Katie officially told you guys that there would be no opportunity to play. I mean, was it kind of a shock? Did you guys expect it, or was it kind of just all in one?
I think we all found out about the same time. We were all on Twitter on the bus back to the hotel, and I would say shocked. We really didn't know. We knew it was over, but we didn't know. There wasn't an ending. I don't think there was never a true closure. And I think still today, it's well, you're no longer a college basketball player,
right?
But there was no your season's over. You didn't get the chance to compete in your last game, and I think that's why there's really no closure.
Yeah, and especially you, obviously going back to the end of the GLVC tournament, you go down with an injury, and you could tell you were itching to get back, and it seemed like you were going to be able to start again next game, and it just all in one. It's just a situation you couldn't be prepared for, pretty much.
Yeah, I had practice 30 minutes before we all found out that it was over, so that kind of hurt, thinking I was going to at least get to play in one more game, and then the whole quarantine, COVID. So it was just, I was stuck.
Yeah. Megan, on your side of things, same thing, preparing for a situation like this, you really can't. But when you guys were on the way to Springfield, there were reports that the NBA is shutting down. All these other big leagues are making these moves, and it seemed like only a matter of time until the NCAA would do the same thing. So were you guys kind of talking about it, or was it more we'll plan on playing, obviously, and hopefully it stays that way?
Yeah, we were definitely the last kind of program or tournament to be shut down. And on the bus to Drury and on the bus after our practice, we were seeing all these announcements on ESPN that different tournaments were being canceled. The NBA had been canceled, MLB, NHL. And we were kind of anticipating it, but hoping it wouldn't happen. So then when we got the announcement, we kind of expected it, but it's a sad moment because we were wanting another crack at Drury for sure.
Yeah, and when you think about it too, I was talking to Katie about this, and any of you guys can jump in on this too, is the fact that there's a lot of other things going on in the world where it doesn't seem like sports matters, but in the moment of time, it has to hurt knowing that you had a chance at the number one team in the country again. You've seen them twice. You know what they're going to bring, and it was going to be fun to see them in the NCAA tournament. And again, in the grand scheme of things, maybe it was the right idea, probably was the right idea to shut everything down, but it had to hurt at first knowing that you guys just couldn't play. That was the main part of it, and you didn't have really a chance to play for the rest of the season.
I mean, we were going to go into the game thinking we were going to come out of the game with a W, and obviously no one will ever know if that would have happened, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, let's focus on the good things that you guys did. Obviously, the last 3 years, being to the NCAA tournament all 3 years. I remember my first year 3 years ago when you guys won the MIAA tournament, made the run, and when Katie came in last year, there was a spark to the team that just took another level. Talk about your experiences. I'll start with you, Kallie, and then Lindsay, and then Megan, about your favorite parts about being a Lindenwood Lion and what you got out of this program.
I would say my favorite part is just all the memories that we've made. Obviously, winning a conference championship was huge. And in that moment, none of us knew what to expect, and none of us knew even the first, the next step to take, going to the national tournament. I had no idea that there was a selection show like for D2. I didn't know any of that, and none of us really knew what to expect when we went to the national tournament. So all those first experiences were something that I'll definitely hold on to. And just Lindenwood has been great for me over the past 4 years. The friendships, the memories, everything. There's no complaints. I definitely loved Lindenwood and Coach Falco and my teammates. So all great things.
Lindsay, what about you?
Yeah, I'd agree with Kallie on just the memories that, us three and our teammates had made the last 4 years. It's truly something I'll never forget. The best basketball memory was probably winning that conference tournament our sophomore year. That feeling, it'll never go away, upset everyone basically to get there. And it's just something that, like Kallie said, we had no idea. We just knew we had to win to get that championship. And then we were like, well, now what do we do? Like, where are we supposed to go? Who do we play? We had no idea. But Lindenwood was definitely a fun 4 years for me, and I'll hold on to those years forever.
And Megan, on your side of things, you fought through a lot of injuries, and you were there for the team. Everybody was always talking about the chemistry you brought to the team and what you were able to do for the program. Talk about your years at Lindenwood.
Yeah, I definitely didn't have the most normal college career, but I really want to change it for anything, just because it's gotten me to. I'm going to go and be a doctor. Going to grad school. So if I wouldn't have had like the experiences I had at Lindenwood and learned to like grow through the challenges, then I wouldn't be where I am today. Yeah. But yeah, definitely making memories with these other two and everybody else. We definitely have a lot of funny, sad stories, but it just makes our time together, that much more memorable, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Are you guys planning on doing something when, this is all over, of hopefully, I know you guys are moving on, graduating and getting full-time jobs or going to grad school. But as far as, with Katie and the team and the rest of the players, is there some kind of party or some kind of, pickup game coming up soon?
We have not been told anything, so it's really unknown at this point. Just to win, COVID-19 will clear up, and when we have the freedom to go do things like that, we don't know yet. So I guess we'll just see when the time comes.
Yeah, it's seeming like it's going to be longer than we expected in the first place. So that's what Katie said, is that, that's the one thing she was upset about pretty much, as far as not playing too, is not having closure with the team. And she said you guys had to be told on the bus, and that was about it. But she wanted more closure with you guys.
Mm-hmm. I think we all kind of wanted that closure, but, I think we all took it as positively as we could. And we're just like, it's easier to know that the whole world's kind of doing it instead of just like us.
Right.
So it was something so much bigger than us. So we just wanted to go through it, as positively as we could. And, we had a great season in the end.
Absolutely. Let's talk about good. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Lindsay.
I think it's important for us to be grateful we even had a season. For all these spring athletes, I could not imagine going through the grind all preseason, all school year, and then your season's finally here and you don't even get to compete. That would be so much more heartbreaking, in my opinion, than at least we had a full season and we got cut short a few games, whereas those seniors, if they already had postgraduate plans, they won't have a senior season. Yeah,
that's true. And that's the good thing, is the NCAA did give them a chance, it sounds like, to get another year of eligibility. But you said, some of these students, they're still students first, so they might already be done and not wanting to play anymore, so it does still affect them. Well, you guys, I appreciate your time. We'll have a couple more questions here. As far as the future of the program, you guys have been able to put a staple on this program, and obviously the last 3 years have been so successful. Going forward, with the youngsters that were coming in this year, the transfers, like the Rusevich twins and Hennessy Handy, who went down early with an injury, there's a lot of good things to look at for this program. So I guess talk about where you see this program in 5 years and how it will keep progressing.
Who do you want to start?
Oh, sorry. Go. I'll start with Lindsay.
Okay. What we didn't get to do was win a game in the NCAA tournament, and that's something that, I would take pride in seeing, Lindenwood women's basketball win a game in the NCAA tournament, and that would, be I believe to be the spark to the program.
And Megan, what about you?
Yeah, I think Coach Falco, she's going to lead a team to do great things, just because she's a great person, a great coach. But yeah, like Lindsay said, I think leading the team to win a game in the national tournament, she has the tools, and she's really good at bringing kids in. So I'm looking forward. And we know what it takes to get there, especially after this year. We made it to the national tournament. So we know the work it takes to get there. So it's just putting all the pieces together.
Kallie?
Yeah, I would mimic everything they said, and just her coaching knowledge and her basketball knowledge and the assistants' knowledge as well will definitely help them get to where they need to be. And all the girls she recruits, they're all wonderful girls and all have a great skill set. So they definitely have the keys to what they need to get there. It's just getting there and being successful once you get there. But I definitely have confidence in them, and I'll be there rooting for them when it happens.
Definitely looking forward to the future. Before we let you guys go, I appreciate you doing this. This is the first time we've done this Zoom meeting with 3 different guest hosts, so it's been tough to try to figure out who's going where. I know I've done a bad job at running it, so appreciate you guys doing it. As far as the future for you guys, what is the plans? We talked to Megan. You mentioned grad school. We'll start with Kallie. Where do you see yourself, in a year? What are you guys up to, and where are you moving forward to?
The immediate future is a little still unknown. I'm trying to figure out maybe a graduate assistant position or possibly a teacher and coach in the school district position. But hopefully within the next few weeks, maybe a month, I'll have more plans. But I definitely want to be a basketball coach in the future.
Awesome. Lindsay, what about you?
I'm going to be a graduate assistant, but I don't think I'm supposed to exactly say where at yet. It's not official. Gotcha.
That's exciting, though. And Megan, you said you're going to grad school. Do you know where that's going to be? Is it going to be at Lindenwood still, or?
No, it'll be at the University of Missouri.
Oh, that's great.
So I'll be about 30 minutes from home, going to physical therapy school for 3 more years.
Wow, fun stuff. Yeah, more school. I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Well, guys, I really appreciate your time. Again, it's always tough to do these interviews over the phone or over Zoom, but I think we did all right. So good luck on everything in the future. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon, and thanks again.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for having us.